Neighbors in Auburn Hills are in shock after a deadly crash happens near their homes. The car flipped right over here. I'm Brandon Hudson. Why so many people were in disbelief.
Two young men accused of killing a 4-year-old in a drive-by shooting are in court today. I'm Camila Mary. We'll have a live report coming up.
Working for you. Fox 2 News at 5 starts now.
Good evening. We begin tonight with this story, a very important story that we're bringing to you in a deadly rollover crash in Auburn Hills that closed the stretch of South Boulevard for hours.
And right now, Fox 2's Brandon Hudson is joining us live with the very latest from this scene. Brandon.
Yeah, Taryn Roop, since our last report at 4 o'clock on Fox Local Police in Auburn Hills, they have reopened South Boulevard to traffic. So you can see it started down that way, and then they stretched the accident scene down that way. But when we got here, we saw this SUV. It flipped over, it crashed. It was right in this area over here. There's still some pieces from that car on the ground in this ditch. There's also a couple of other dents in the ground. So walk with me here. You can see right there, and then two others right there. We're also standing on shards of glass. Now, witnesses say that the driver was going this way over on South Boulevard when she began swerving. Fox 2 was over the crash scene moments after the crash. Police had shut down South Boulevard between Adams and Squirrel. There was a large police presence over here right as kids were getting out of school. Now, as we got closer to here on the ground, we saw the Chevy Equinox had flipped over. Witnesses were telling us that it appears the woman who was driving this vehicle was driving east on South Boulevard. She then lost control of the car, flipped over, and this kind of crash attracted quite a crowd out here. We talked to a neighbor who lives a few houses away.
Sad, especially, you know, somebody passed away. Not a lot of accidents happen on this street, so don't know what happened, but I feel bad that someone lost their life.
Did you hear anything?
I didn't. I wasn't even home, and when I came home, I saw the streets blocked off. But then after I got home, I saw on my, feed, accident, somebody passed away.
So police are working to find out who this woman was. They say the vehicle does not appear to be from the Metro Detroit area. So as soon as we find out more about this woman's identity, we'll let you know. We're also working to find out how she lost control of her SUV. Witnesses tell me that it doesn't appear as though that she was speeding, but we'll need to get official confirmation from Auburn Hills Police. Live here in Auburn Hills, I'm Brandon Hudson, Fox 2 News. I'll send it back to you in the studio.
Right, was it a medical episode, potentially alcohol, or was it, just speeding? That remains to be seen, and certainly it's going to take some time for investigators to figure that out, right, Brandon?
Right, so that's a part of the investigation process. We did see several Auburn Hills police investigators out here. So, you have to go through the process of notifying the next of kin. We did see them take the body away. That was around 4 o'clock or 3:45. So once we try to figure out all of that and they notify next of kin and we get some more information, we'll let you know.
All right, thanks for that.
All new at 5, chilling testimony in the case of two young men accused in a drive-by shooting. 2 people died, including a 4-year-old boy. Fox 2's Camila Mary was in the courtroom. She joins us now live with the details. And Camille, just a terrible tragedy here.
Yeah, an absolutely horrible story. Now, this shooting actually happened back in June 27th to be specific. A lot of media coverage. The 2 defendants in court today. We want you to take a look at their video. This was during a preliminary hearing. 18-year-old Brandon Ware is the alleged gunman, and then 19-year-old William Weaver is the alleged driver. He's the man in the glasses and the beard. Investigators say, again, on June 27th, they say that Ware opened fire on people at Skinner Park on Detroit's east side near Denby High School. 18-year-old Davian Shalmanson Bay and 4-year-old Samir Grubbs were shot and killed. Now, as far as a motive goes and who the intended targets were, we have learned that there was some kind of beef between 2 groups of people, but who was in that group that was being targeted, investigators not saying specifically. In court, the judge instructed us not to show witnesses' faces. The person you're about to hear is the mother of the 4-year-old victim. Keep in mind, her voice has been altered.
I see him laying on the ground, so I immediately ran to go get him, to pick him up. my son was a little bit closer to him, so I asked him to grab him, you know, so we can just move, you know, get out of there quick. But he said he couldn't get up. He won't get up, Mom. So that's when my boyfriend picked him up, and we ran back to the car and went straight to the hospital after that.
Now, I had interviewed the mother the day after this happened. She said they had just gotten to the park. She and the kids were all there, packed in the car. The kids all jumped out, and little Samir, she says, ran to the sled, or I should say the slide, and started climbing up the stairs. And she says that's when he was shot. Now, today in court, we learned that the other kids all ran to the swing set, and that's why they were not hurt. Meanwhile, coming up tonight at 6 o'clock, you're going to hear from the uncle of one of the defendants, and he claims that he was in the car at the time of this drive-by shooting. Chilling testimony coming up from him tonight at 6. For now, we're live outside 36th District Court. Camille and Mary, Fox 2 News.
Camille, you talk about where you can take for granted to be safe in this world. A child should be able to go to a playground without being shot. This is, it speaks volumes about where we're at with the kind of violence we're seeing on the streets all over the place.
It really does. I mean, drive-by shooting in broad daylight. We went to this area. It's by Denby High School. It does not feel like a dangerous area when you go there. The playscape was beautiful. I mean, this was a beautiful place for kids to play. It was the beginning of summer, and Samir told his mom he just wanted to go have some fun at the park. And this happened so quickly that mom and boyfriend hadn't even gotten out of the car yet when shots were fired. So we'll have more tonight at 6 on this horrific story.
Camille, we'll talk to you then. Camille and Mary for us live tonight. Thank you.
Well, new testimony today against 2 men on trial accused of posing as DTE workers, robbing a Rochester Hills couple, and then murdering the husband. Prosecutors say Carlos Hernandez and Joshua Zuazo convinced Hussein Murray to let them in the house, claiming there was a gas leak. Well, new evidence revealed in court today included how the accused men had DTE signage made for their vehicle. An Oakland County deputy also testified that he found fake DTE documents inside one of the suspects' homes.
From reviewing the doorbell footage, I recognize this to be the same form, specifically because it also had the blue lining on it, which I could see from the Ring camera footage, as well as the same layout. I located these DTE cutouts stuffed underneath a couch cushion and one of the pieces of furniture in the room.
Now, Hernandez and Zuazo face multiple felony charges for the home invasion and murder they're accused of. Testimony will resume tomorrow, and we'll have more from court. That's coming up at 6.
But take a look at this long line of cars at a standstill near the Blue Water Bridge. Skyfox giving us a closer look at this massive backup along the I-94 I-69 exchange. MDOT tweeted earlier that Canadian Customs was experiencing a system outage causing major delays. Just an hour ago, wait times heading into Canada were around 2 hours and longer for commercial vehicles headed into the United States. We're also following a news alert out of Oakland County where a boil water advisory for Walled Lake and Commerce Township has been lifted. It was issued on Monday, just a couple of days after that massive water main break on 14 Mile and M5. Oakland County officials are still asking people who live in that area to limit their water use until final repairs are made. Also be aware the city of Wixom is still under that boil water advisory.
Now you're looking at some live pictures outside and just the sun glistening off the water, and it's just gorgeous as we've been really enjoying our extra bonus summer.
Peaceful, and I like that. It's there was like false fall, bonus summer, all these Michigan season add-ons, right? Rich Luderman?
On top of that, it's going to get even warmer for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Let me show you the current readings right now. With hazy sunshine, we're at 74 degrees, 76 in Battle Creek. Look at Chicago right now, 83 degrees. Again, live pictures along the Detroit River, just a light breeze from the south. That's our forecast for the rest of tonight, down to 53. So a very comfortable evening ahead. Take a look at what's coming next. More sunshine and warmer numbers right through Saturday and Sunday. If you're looking for some rain, next Tuesday brings the best chance. And yes, it is going to cool off for the middle of next week. We're going to show you that 7-day forecast coming up in 10. Root, Taryn, back to you.
All right, thanks so much. The Detroit Tigers fighting vying for their postseason lives as we speak.
Oh, the Tigers are in a do-or-die game against the Guardians, and Fox News' Lauren Edwards joining us live from Cleveland. I mean, there are people watching the game. We don't even know the score of the second. What's going on, Lauren?
First of all, I'm so excited to be out here, and I'm thinking the score is 4-1 because I know our Detroit Tigers just scored again. But guys, I've been having fun here all day. I've come across some new friends, some icons I've run into. I love Progressive Field, which is behind me.
We're gonna win. Walk up. It's gonna be a go-ahead solo shot in the 9th.
She's the good luck charm. My daughter, she's can't see her, but her first game she ever went to was like when we broke a long losing streak against Cleveland. So we're not going to lose with her here today.
I had to convince my parents to let me come, and they finally let me come.
Are you in high school?
I am.
Yeah. That's the best. What did you tell your parents?
I was like, my friends are going to a game down in Cleveland. Can I go? And they're like, as long as you drive, you're good.
So sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I'm loud, and they told me that I was speaking way too loud. I'm just excited to be out here. But the Tigers, yep, they are right inside Progressive Field behind me. We're in downtown Cleveland. They are doing their job. We're doing our job out here. We'll be back later in the show.
Obviously having some audio issues with the overmodulated mic there, but we could see your excitement. Very good times out there. Let's hope for a good day. It's day 2 of a federal shutdown with no clear end in sight, and mass layoffs could be around the corner for tens of thousands of government workers. We'll have the latest from D.C. just ahead. Also tonight.
What's going to happen to some thousands of federal workers affected now by this government shutdown? We're talking to the American Federation of Government Employees about how this affects their some 820,000 workers. I'm Hillary Goldstein. The story's coming up.
Well, there'll be plenty of talking on Capitol Hill today, but no votes to reopen the government.
Yeah, the Senate is not expected to take another vote until tomorrow. Right now, the standoff comes down to health care. Democrats want to extend insurance subsidies that are expiring for millions of people under the Affordable Care Act. Insurance premiums could spike without them. Republicans have said it's an issue that can be talked about after a spending bill is finally passed.
We sent over a very simple continuing resolution that every single Democrat in the Senate has voted for in the past, just to keep the government open for the people, so that we could get to November 21st, 7 weeks, to allow more time for this process to play out. That is what happened.
We are ready, we are willing, we are able to sit down with anyone, anytime, any place, including the president and the vice president, to try to find a path forward, to reopen the government, enact a spending agreement that actually meets the needs of the American people.
Well, meantime, President Trump is threatening to use the shutdown as a way to potentially fire thousands of federal workers and cut billions in spending. He says he'll meet with the director of the Office of Budget and Management today to figure out where cuts could be made.
And tonight, we are hearing from the people who represent TSA officers at airports across Michigan, workers on the front lines of air travel who are still showing up to keep passengers safe. Their paychecks are caught in the middle of Washington's standoff. Hillary Golston has more.
This isn't some kind of abstract fiscal fight. We're talking about dollars and cents for the workers it affects. The American Federation of Government Employees represents some 820,000 federal workers and some 17 airports right here in Michigan. We have Gregory, who is a member of the union, in fact, the president of the local union here.
Yes, ma'am.
What's the effect?
Wow, the effect is that officers don't know what tomorrow is going to bring, first of all. They say come to work. I say come to work till you can't come to work. They still got to pay their bills. Uncertainty is on the rise. They want you to stay laser focused while you're on the x-ray machine. But right now it's kind of hard to do. So we're here to let them know that we love them, we care for them, and we are here for them every day.
That's why you have the sandwiches.
The sandwiches here today. Yes, ma'am.
Other members of the union, Derek, how do you interpret this and the fear that you just heard Gregory talk about?
It's very unfortunate that people are forced to make decisions about their livelihood. Being made to come to work and not knowing or how or when you're going to get paid is a very unfortunate situation to find oneself in. Hopefully the powers that be figure it out quickly and it doesn't drag on too long.
Adrian, do you have an optimistic perspective here that the government officials will work this out, the politicians in D.C.?
I am optimistic. I'm hoping that they do work it out, and soon. The last shutdown was 35 days, and that was quite a struggle. A lot of our officers had to go to food banks. People didn't have gas money, and times are worse now, so I'm really hoping they get this together very soon.
The estimates are that it shaved about $11 billion out of our economic input. And the issue here, too, is that we saw $3 billion of those dollars that were never, ever recovered. Now, if you look at what happened to CPI during that time, it went up, rather, 1.9%. I mean, this can be just devastating for our overall economy. Hillary Golston, Fox 2 News.
Bought themselves an extra week to hammer out the final details of our state budget. Still not a done deal right now. It appears the holdup is education. But one thing that'll be included is money for free school lunch and breakfast. Governor Whitmer sending districts notice yesterday telling them to keep providing meals because the funding will be there. The House and Senate are back in session today. We'll let you know if and when they decide to take up a vote.
Yesterday, we topped out in the lower 70s. Today, we're up a bit into the middle 70s, and high pressure continues to dominate our weather. It's parked over New England, but this high is going to give us day after day of sunny, warm weather starting tomorrow into the weekend and into Monday. You'll see the 7-day coming up. Right now, just some fair weather clouds, mostly high and mid-level clouds crossing the central Great Lakes. Look at these live pictures from the Mackinac Bridge. It is a bit cooler up there. A couple of birds, seagulls flying around, but no worries weather-wise at the bridge. We're at 74. Dew points are rather low. Look at your home barometer. Pressure at the airport, 30.27 and falling just a bit there. But look at these great temperatures, mid to upper 70s for most of us. The breeze is very light from the east and southeast. How about Chicago right now? 83. Look at Champaign That's south of Chicago. It's 89 degrees. Now, it's just a bit cooler for Sault Ste. Marie. There's Toronto at 64, but there's our high pressure. It's parked off to our east. It's centered near Boston, and this high is going to move down south to the mid-Atlantic, and as a result, this warm air gets pumped in on a southerly flow. We have a shot at 85 degrees at some point over the weekend. You'll see that 7-day just ahead. For the rest of tonight, comfortable again this evening. Now, overnight lows will dip into the 50s, and there could be a few spots that go into the upper 40s. How about this for your Friday forecast? Mostly sunny, a warmer afternoon, a high of 82. And check out the 7-day forecast. 84 Saturday. Remember, Michigan plays in the Big House. That's a noon kickoff. That game is on Fox. Monday is warm. Finally, a chance for some rain next Tuesday. And then how about that? The middle of next week, it is going to cool off, Taryn. How about another check in 20?
Caught in the middle of a trade war, China shutting out American soybeans tonight. Why farmers say they're paying the price.
Fox Local is Fox 2. Anywhere and everywhere you are. Live news and more.
Good evening. I'm Taryn Asher.
And I'm Ruth Raj. A lot going on.
Fox Local is built for you. On your phone, on your TV, as local as you are. Fox Local.
That.
In Money Works, beef prices have now soared to record highs.
And there's more than one reason for it. Cattle ranchers say they have historically low inventories, and a years-long drought is still hurting the industry. Production costs have also gone up, including for feed, labor, fuel, and equipment. A consumer price index from the Bureau of Labor Statistics showing ground beef prices were up nearly 13% in August compared to last year. Beef roasts also jumped by 13%, and international beef prices could be even higher because of the tariffs.
Well, American farmers taking a huge hit as China refuses to buy their soybeans. It's a direct retaliation for the trade war unfolding between the two countries. Government data shows China alone bought more than half of all U.S. soybean exports last year to the tune of $12 billion. Without those orders, the situation has become dire, with some farmers facing bankruptcy. The president has said he hopes to bail them out with revenue collected from those tariffs.
All right, look at this. Some all-time highs on Wall Street today. The Dow added 78 points. The Nasdaq climbed 88 points, and the S&P 500 picked up 4 points.
Well, look at this. Another collision on an airport runway, leaving passengers shaken and stranded. And it's raising more questions about why these things keep happening. What leaders are saying about it just ahead.
Plus, the latest from England after a terrorist attack on Yom Kippur leaves 2 people dead outside a synagogue. We have new details on the suspect and the others that are accused of helping him. That's next. Well, top stories we're following right now. Police say a woman has died following a rollover crash in Auburn Hills. It happened earlier this afternoon on South Boulevard between Nichols and Squirrel Road. Police say the driver hit a tree. They are still investigating what led up to the crash.
A Detroit firefighter taken to the hospital after falling through a floor. It happened early this morning while crews were battling flames at a vacant house on the city's east side. We're told the firefighter fell through the first floor into the basement. He was rushed to the hospital with burns, but is expected to recover. We're learning more about a deadly terror attack at a synagogue in the UK.
Police say they believe the man responsible was a 35-year-old British citizen of Syrian descent. He was shot and killed by officers after stabbing 2 people to death. Several others were wounded. Police say the attack began with the man driving a car into a group of people shortly after services were expected to begin this morning. Police say they've arrested 3 people in connection with the attack. As a precaution, more police are being deployed to synagogues across the country.
Well, here at home, Oakland County Sheriff Michael Bouchard issuing a statement following the synagogue attack. It reads in part, "We had already been providing extra attention to houses of worship in the aftermath of the attack in Grand Blanc. I directed our team to place special focus on Jewish facilities during the holy days, which we are actively doing." It goes on to say, "We remain vigilant and will not tolerate acts of violence in our community." Sheriff Bouchard will be joining us later on tonight at 6.
We have 2 CRJs on mics that collided.
A scare for passengers at New York's LaGuardia Airport late last night when 2 regional jets collided on the tarmac. Delta Airlines describes this as a low-speed collision after the wing of one plane clipped the nose of the other. The one flight was headed for Roanoke, Virginia, and the other had just arrived from Charlotte. Both planes are operated by Endeavor Air.
This isn't like some great government shutdown or air traffic control issue as much as it looks like it was really 2 flight crews at night that were on the surface of an airport doing their thing, but they didn't do what they were supposed to do.
Delta confirms one flight attendant had a minor injury, but no passengers were hurt.
A judge has once again pumped the brakes on outside dining in downtown Northville. The group Let's Open Northville filed an emergency motion, which the judge granted. This basically means restaurants will have to remove their on-street dining platforms along Main and Center Streets by tomorrow.
Well, the search for a loose alligator on Belle Isle is finally over after several sightings over the summer, including one this past weekend. Yesterday, 2 men who are not professional reptile wranglers went to the island, found the gator, and managed to catch her. There she is. And they caught her in a net. They took her to the Great Lakes Serpentarium in Westland, where the gator is now being cared for.
Get alligators and release them into the wild. They don't survive here, and they cannot survive Michigan winters. She's gonna stay with us. We're not planning on getting rid of any of the animals that we have here, and she's gonna continue being an educational ambassador.
And the DNR actually called me when I was on the way over here and congratulated us for catching him. So that was nice.
If you want to see the Belle Isle gator for yourself, the Great Lakes Serpentarium opens on Halloween.
That's like perfect. That's a perfect date. Like, you
Halloween?
know, I don't know. If you like Halloween, you go see an alligator, grab some dinner, hang out.
No, go check it out.
Go check it out. The poor guy. He's been through a lot.
Well, remember the name Lexi Coleman, the South Lyon East volleyball prodigy. Guess what? Olympic dreams.
But don't let her fool you when she's on the court. She's going for the kill. Here's Jessica Dupnack.
He just hits the ball harder than anyone.
Hitting the ball hard. That's all I think about when I'm up in the air.
They get a little intimidated. She hits the ball really hard. In my 30 years, she's the most dynamic freshman I've ever been around.
On the court, Lexi Coleman rises above the rest.
I just try to stay humble. Like, I'm so grateful for God and everyone who's helped me through this path.
The outside hitter for South Lyon East High School is one of the top volleyball recruits in the country.
I really like winning, the competition, the people you meet.
People they seem to be kind of in awe. She has girls coming up to her asking if they can get their picture with her.
Her parents, both volleyball players.
So it's kind of like passed down to me, the love of the sport.
All right, here we go, side out.
With her travel team, she's won 2 national championships.
We were the first team in Michigan to ever win a USAD Open national title.
When it comes to college, she'll have her choice, but that won't be for a while. Lexi Coleman is just a freshman. She's 15 years old and is one of the most dominant high school volleyball players in America.
She's nothing but fun.
Nice. Hey, it works.
A big game or a big match, she ramps up to another gear.
She's 6 feet tall. Her vertical reach is staggering 10 feet 2 inches. Her height and athleticism allowing her to soar. Her power allowing her to crush the ball and deliver the kill. Her potential seems limitless. Opponents seem helpless. Her work ethic seems tireless.
She works really hard.
Confidence is key.
In this match, the players moving around as if set to music. Ponytails swaying like paintbrushes. The court their canvas. The beauty of the volley interrupted only by another violent blast from Lexi Coleman.
You get kind of used to it, but then you step back and watch the other team and watch what's going on, and you just realize how phenomenal she is.
Soon, she's leaving to play for the U17 Olympic national team. They're heading to Costa Rica. It's a pipeline that could lead to the Olympics. This past summer, she'd had 50 D1 college campus invites. With her game taking flight, it seems the sky is as limited as her options.
Honestly, I don't care where I go. I just want to go to a school that wants me, and I'll play, and just a school that'll support me.
Unlimited.
I pray every day that she stays healthy.
I want to play in the Olympics, and I want to play pro. I want to support the country and play for the country.
On this night, Coleman is helping to serve up another victory. Detroit Country Day, the defending state champs, no match in this match. South Lyon East winning in straight sets. This freshman is acing every test that comes her way.
I really like that feeling of going up, and I'm in the air, and I see the ball, and then I hit it, and I just know right away, like, that's a kill. That's it. And then I turn around, and then the celebration.
She's relentless. Congratulations. That was Fox News' Jessica Dupnack. This is just the beginning. The 15-year-old is looking forward to teaming up with 17-year-olds representing America on the world stage.
And her talents are taking her a long way, literally. If they win in Costa Rica, they'll head to Chile next year.
Congratulations.
Can the Lions maintain momentum on Sunday versus the Bengals? I'm Woody Woodruff. Will tell you the reasons why it's possible coming up next in sports.
It turns out certain light settings can do more than help promote better sleep. They could also have some benefits for people with dementia. The new findings next.